30 points here. Okay. How do we want to approach this? Okay. We can actually find the standard deviation. We can find several things with this. I want to show you how I am going to do this. And I'm going to use the previous file as well. And so first of all, let's say we have our voltage here. I am going to insert 3 columns. So I'm going to insert, okay? And what I want to do is I want to use a package. It's called Data Analysis Pack. This is how you find it. Let me go back. You're going to go to File, go down to Options, and then you want to go to Add-ins. So I'm selecting on Add-ins. Under Add-ins, you'll see I have Analysis Tool Pack here. What you do is you go down here, you have Excel, then you say Go. You will bring in your analysis tool pack. You don't need any of these other ones. I can just say okay. And you're going to find that under the data tab. So it's over here on analysis data pack. So I'm going to select on that. And what I want first will be descriptive statistics. So I'm going to say okay. Okay, so with the descriptive statistics, I'm going to input a range. And my range is going to be column A. Drop this down. Do I have labels in the first row? Yes, I have the deflection angle in degrees. I probably should make this bigger. I'll make it bigger on the next one. And then we have output range. I want my output range, and I'm selecting on that little arrow. Let me go back. What I'm show you. So I'm going to select on this little arrow. I'm going to click on it, and then it'll allow me to pick where I want to put this. So I'm going to down click. And I don't want it on a new worksheet or a new workbook. I do want summary statistics, confidence level. Okay. And then I'll just say, okay. And what I am going to end up having, I'm going to take these two. And I want to wrap my text. I want to merge and center. And I also want to pick this color. What is this color? Okay. To make sure that I stay with it. I think it's, yep, there we go. So if I open this up a little bit, and even if I go ahead and use these borders, you could see we have our mean here. Okay. We have our standard error. And this time we actually have a standard deviation. So you see how the standard error is much smaller than the standard deviation. Now, the first standard deviation is typically what we use for the propagation of uncertainty. Okay. Now in Pascal, when it's presenting you with the standard error, this is what you will see. Okay. And that's Pascal capstone. And so you have other things here. You have your median, you have your mode. You can see that these are kind of different. Okay. Then, so if I rounded this up and get 1.45, 1.54, 1.54, it's almost symmetric. It's not quite symmetric. If I want to do the normal, and when I say that, if I take the normal distribution of the deflection angle at 6,140, okay, volts. At, I'm just going to say, I don't think this is the best English, but I'm just going to go ahead and say this. But, you know, shoot, run it through Grammarly or something. So I'm going to say equal to normal dist. All right. So the norm dist is asking for X. We know that we're talking about this angle. I'm going to say comma, and then I need my mean. My mean is here. Based on what we talked about before, we need to make it static. You know that it's not going to do that. And then I need my standard deviation. It's asking for the standard deviation. I'm going to make that static. All right. So, and then I want a cumulative distribution or a probability mass distribution? I want a probability mass distribution. And I'm just going to close that. And then I want to double click on, why is this coming all the way down? I don't want these. Let me just undo that. And I'll just drag it down. I don't know why I have those extra points coming in. Undo, drag down to this location. All right. So now I can take these two, okay, and I can insert a chart. And this is the chart that I am inserting. You could see that we have ourselves a normal probability distribution, okay? Of course, the very first thing to do before you go anywhere, don't even go to the restroom, shoes. We have the deflection. So this is the same thing as the wire twist angle. I think I would like to stick with that. Why am I saying deflection? Because it's in degrees. Why am I getting brand new? And then we have our normal probability distribution. All right, so if I would have laid, these have no units. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this, what I should have placed it here. All right, so it changes it in my title here, the deflection angle at of the wire twist angle. I do want to change that. You can keep it as deflection angle, but I think wire twist is staying with the language that we're developing. It's not presenting any division in thoughts. All right. So I think everything else is fine. So you see all of this real estate here. We don't want that. I'm going to double click on the number line here, or these values. And then I want to go to axis options. And I want to go to the minimum here. And you can see how it's 120 there. I probably could pick 130. I'm going to pick 120, see how close I'm getting. So you could see 130 to 180 will work. So we could still set 130 to 180. Nice, nice, very nice normal distribution. So if you wanted to show that, the statistical significance, I believe, of this, then here you go. Oh, and I think I see why, because I have these extra points here on my data set. So that would be your first chart, okay? If you wanted to extend this, all right? And so what I am planning on doing, I want to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm just going to insert, and I want to do that for each one of these, okay? Hopefully I'll make it bigger for you guys so you can actually see it a lot better. Sometimes the writing is, the typing is so small. That you really can't see it well on the videos. Now, probably, there are many ways to do this. I'm just doing it like this because I'm doing it like this. But and then we want three over here. And I'm going to make all of those gray. Grayish, bluish, it's kind of bluish. So I should be able to, let me go ahead and make this bigger, like I said. All right. I'll walk through this one, okay, um, really quickly. Uh, see, this is going to be the normal. Well, before I even do that, let's do the statistics here. And so remember, we're going to go to data analysis, descriptive statistics. I want to choose what I want, and that's going to be here. It's not going to be A anymore. It's going to be E. We do have labels. I want to place this data right here, or this analysis here. And then I want everything to be the same. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. And as you guys can see, we can merge and center, wrap the text, and do this. All right, let's go ahead and change this to the appropriate color, which is green. All right, I'll open this up a little bit. And we want our normal distribution of the deflection angle. So instead of doing all of it, I'm just going to paste this here. Of course, I'm going to change the color, and this is not 6,000. It is now 4,980. Okay. And I'm just going to say norm dist. Here's my selection here. I'm going to do a comma, and then we want the mean. I want to go ahead and make that static in both the row and the height, comma. And then I want the standard deviation. I want to make that static as well, comma. And I believe we are going to have false. Okay. And so I'm just going to go ahead and drag this down. Undo. When I do undo, I'm using Control Z. I'm on a Windows machine. All right, so we have all of our information there. Let me go ahead and back out a little bit so we could see. I went in so that you guys could actually visualize what I was doing. So these two are going to be inserted here. And again, you can see we have a nice chart. We will set this up with axis titles. Go ahead and make this bigger. You can actually see it. So the bottom axis title is going to be twist angle. And this is going to be in degrees. Okay. And if I was going to do something here, this is going to be the normal probability distribution. All right. And I just want to go ahead and get rid of this extra space. So it looks like we're coming in at about 110. I'm going to start off with 100. Make sure I didn't cut anything off. I can go to 95. Okay. This is our normal distribution here.